Sober Daddy's come, which you trained out.
ओम शांति। ओम शांति। अच्छा, सब ओम शांति कहना सीख गए हैं।
All of you have learned to say Om Shanti.
ऐसे है?
Is that right?
सब जानते हैं।
Everyone knows what is Om Shanti now.
पीस ऑफ माइंड रिट्रीट की आकर्षण ऐसी है।
The attraction for peace of mind retreat is such.
हर एक का जी चाहता है उड़ करके
Everyone feels like flying and coming here to participate. Is this your experience? And all of you have flown from different corners and come here for this retreat.
प्लेन में उड़ के आए हैं।
Of course, you have flown through the plane.
तभी होगा जब अंदर से उड़ना सीखेंगे।
You are able to experience peace of mind when you are able to learn to fly from within.
प्लेन की टिकट की पासपोर्ट की वीजा की
There is no need for any ticket or passport or visa. So as you listen to Dadi, you must give a signal nodding your head that you are understanding. It's very good that you have arrived here having flown. I also flew and come here to meet you. Actually, I just used the aeroplane for namesake, but inside I was very quiet and peaceful. No matter wherever my feet may be, but internally there is total peace. You are listening to this knowledge whilst you are in Gyan Sarovar, the lake of knowledge. There is nothing else to listen except the knowledge. Nothing else to speak. What would you say and with whom would you say? You don't have to do anything. You don't have to go for your job. You don't have to think about your home, your children. Coming to the peace of mind retreat, you have become free in your mind. You are all free. Anybody has any worries here? No. You have understood everything, so you have detached from everything else and come here for 1 week. So you have come with the aim to spend that 1 week with yourself. Whatever thoughts you have in your mind that you want to do it, then you will do it from your heart. You do it with honesty. You do it with love, then you will be able to experience success in whatever you do. I'm telling you in advance that you will definitely experience success because you are practicing whatever you are practicing with honesty, with love. When you listen to everything with attention, then you're able to have experience, and then you will be able to realize that I didn't know that I'm able to experience this, but I'm able to realize it after listening in and experiencing it myself. The outside atmosphere is filled with peacelessness. We also got used to remain peaceless in that atmosphere. We can't blame the people in the world. Each one of us were peaceless in that peaceless atmosphere. We used to become peaceless by thinking about others, thinking about the past. But not only the atmosphere, but even the sound of the world was filled. In our interaction, there is jealousy, animosity, corruption, competition. All these are the reasons that brings peacelessness into our life. We are able to understand the reasons that made us peaceless. So when that becomes clear, when there is peacelessness, there is also sorrow. There is sorrow in the heart and peacelessness in the mind. When there is peace in the mind, there will not be any sorrow in your heart. Whatever feelings you had in your heart of sorrow, that will disappear.
समझा
Because you're able to
अशांति का
realize
कारण दुख है,
the reason for having peacelessness is sorrow in the heart.
दिल में दुख है,
There is sorrow in the heart. So you experience peacelessness in the mind.
हमने बातें जमा की अंदर,
We have accumulated a lot of things in our heart.
इसमें चलते फिरते भी
Whilst we move and
चल-
walk
कोई चल
around,
रहे हैं, ऐसे ही चल रहे हैं, क्या करें, चलना ही
we
पड़ता
just
है।
keep moving forward just like that without any aim.
मुश्किल से चल रहे हैं,
And some even feel it very difficult to move forward.
भले मेरे को अंदर से कभी कभी देखती हूँ
Sometimes I see people.
इंसान और हैवान में क्या अंतर है,
What is the difference between animals and human
इंसान और
beings?
हैवान में क्या फर्क है?
What is the difference between
इंसान
animals and
बेचारा
human
अपने पाँव
beings?
पर नहीं चल सकता है, अपने हाथ से खा नहीं सकता है।
Means the in human beings are such that
हैवान अपने हाथ से
animals cannot
खा नहीं सकता है,
eat food with their own hand.
अपने पाँव से चल नहीं सकता
It cannot walk with its own
है।
feet.
इंसान
But human
अपने हाथ से
beings
खा सकता है।
can eat with their own hand.
इंसान अपने खा सकता है, अपने पाँव
Human
से चल
beings
सकता है,
can walk with their own feet.
है ना?
Is that right?
कोई अपने पाँव से न चल सके तो क्या होगा?
If after being a human being, if one cannot walk on its own feet and cannot eat with one's own hand, what would you call that human being?
कहेंगे बेचारा खा
Then
नहीं
we'll
सकता
say,
है।
poor thing,
हैवान
that
को
he
कहो तो
cannot do
हाथ से
it.
खा,
But you cannot ask the animal to eat with its own hand. It also feeds itself.
चलता वो भी है,
Animal also move forward,
झुक के चलना
but
पड़ता है,
it has to
सीधा नहीं हो
bend its head down and move forward.
सीधा
It cannot walk straight. But as human being, we can walk straight. We don't have to bow
कर्म
down.
ऐसे अच्छे करें
We must perform such actions as human beings in our life
दुनिया में
that I am able to live,
ऐसे खड़े
I am able to
चल
stand,
सकते हैं।
and I am able to walk without any kind of hesitation.
क्यों जब कर्म कहेंगे तो हाथ और रहेंगे, हाथ
When you talk about
चलना
action,
कहेंगे तो पाँव को चलाएंगे।
when you talk about action, you use the hand. When you talk about walking, we refer to the feet.
अगर सोना होगा ना
If you have to
तो ना
sleep,
हाथ पाँव को करके रेस्ट करो,
then it is like you're resting both your hands and the
उसके बिना हाथ पाँव
feet.
चलाएंगे सोएंगे कैसे?
So if you want to rest, you can't move your hands and feet. You cannot
तो मैं
sleep
हैवानों
then.
को देखती हूँ कभी
So Dadi says, when I go for a walk in Oxford, I see the horse, how it is walking, how it eats,
चलता कैसे है,
how it moves forward.
लेकिन इंसान को समझा है
But the human beings have an intellect. They can understand what to do and what not to do, how to move forward.
माइंड में ये समझने को मिलेगा
Because in this retreat, you are able to understand all these.
ये जो कर्म दुनिया है,
What is the difference between human and animal, and how these sense organs are there for us to use.
दोनों मिलकर करते हैं।
It's not one hand does the action, both hands work together.
फिर एक हाथ करे दूसरा हाथ न करे,
If only one hand is doing, the other hand doesn't cooperate, you cannot be successful. If one foot is okay, the other one does not, then you cannot be
ये है
happy.
कुदरती नियम अनुसार
It's natural nature. It's
पांच
an
उंगली बराबर नहीं है,
5 fingers of the same hand is not similar,
छोटी है कोई मोटी है,
not similar in size.
कोई ऐसी है बीच की, और ये
Each finger is of different size. So the thumb finger is the symbol of determination. One finger is the symbol that shows point towards God. There's a ring finger. The middle finger is the sign of wisdom. So each finger has its own importance, and they work together in harmony. And once the 5 fingers get together, then it can perform powerful action. It has power in it.
तो माइंड पीसफुल तब रहे जब एक्यूरेट रहे,
When mind can be peaceful only when I am accurate in my action.
झूठ चोरी ठगी निंदा
If there is lies, if there is deception, if there is stealing, if there is cheating, defamation, if we have these habits, then one cannot experience peace. If there is cheating, deception, inaction, in thought, then one cannot experience peace. In thought, in words, action, if there is falsehood, if there is stealing, and if there is something in defamation, if my thoughts, words and actions are all of this type, then how can I have peace of mind? How is my mind like? Now when you are here, you look at your mind. It is the human being's task to look at the mind to see what kind of thoughts I have. Today Dadi knew that you have understood the knowledge of the soul. You understood the knowledge of the soul today. Who am I? It's also very important to know this. It's very important to know who am I. When I understand myself, who am I, then I am able to understand that I, the soul, I am with mind, intellect and sanskaras. I, the soul, where as I speak, I can be detached from my body if I have the awareness of the soul. This body is made up of 5 elements, and the relationships are connected with this world. The world is here, but where did the peacelessness come into the soul? Ask yourself. We say we want peace, but first of all understand where you got this peacelessness from. Whatever actions I have performed through the sense organs, whatever kind of actions I perform, I will take the feelings of those actions, and whatever is in my mind that comes into my action as I perform actions. When you are here, you are able to change that. Before I used to act according to what I hear and listen, but now I am able to do actions from within, knowing myself, who am I. When I go into the depth of myself, who am I? It's just a matter of a second to realize who am I. Instead of looking at others with a body conscious vision, I look at myself in soul consciousness. So I become peaceful. No, I will not be using my ears to listen to waste. I won't become deaf, but I will become quiet as I listen, because I am listening in soul consciousness. I did not understand before why they show this symbol with Mahatma Gandhi. Used to show this with 3 monkeys: see no evil, hear no evil, talk no evil. Why they say that, why they show that symbol, I did not understand. Now I know that whatever we see, whatever we hear, whatever we talk, we think according to that. Now you understand, not only think evil, but don't even think waste. Either we think negative or waste, or we have thoughts of weakness, weak thoughts. Whatever thoughts emerges from within, when you have this knowledge, awareness of the soul, you are able to understand the thoughts, the different types of thoughts that emerges from within. And that soul is with mind, intellect and sanskar. The mind was wandering here and there previously. It was used to that habit of wandering, thinking about the past or worry about the future. Now when you have this knowledge in your intellect, the awareness, I am a soul, the intellect is able to realize I am a soul, the intellect was able to catch this awareness, then I am able to quieten my mind.
में न जा, फ्यूचर में न जा.
Then I am able to stop the mind from going into the past or the future.
तो अभी ये पहले सुनते थे, अभी समझ में आता है.
Before you used to listen, but now we are able to understand and realize.
बुद्धि में वो रियलाइजेशन की पावर है.
Now the intellect has the power of realization.
ये राइट है, ये रॉन्ग
This
है,
is right, this is wrong,
सच्चा है या झूठ
this
है,
is truth, this is
पाप है या
false,
पुण्य है.
this is sin, this is charity. And now the intellect realizes with this knowledge.
परंतु कमजोर होने के कारण,
But because we were
बॉडी
weak,
कॉन्शियस होने के कारण,
because we were in body consciousness,
दूसरा भी आपको लेसन मिलेगा. परमात्मा से कनेक्शन न होने
we
के
were
कारण,
thinking all those thoughts, and because we did not know about God, we did not know who God is,
कनेक्शन न होने के
because we
कारण
did not have connection with that Supreme,
आत्मा स्वयं
the soul had become weak.
बॉडी कॉन्शियस के कारण
Because of body consciousness, we had forgotten ourselves. The soul has forgotten itself due to body consciousness.
जो अपने आप को भूली है,
Once we have forgotten ourselves,
तो भूली है तो भट बुद्धि.
the intellect, the mind begins to wander, because the mind and intellect doesn't have any strength.
तो अपन को आत्मा समझने से ये समझ आया
When I realize myself as a soul, then only I come to know that I had forgotten I am a soul, and because of that forgetfulness, the mind was wandering everywhere
उसमें
else.
सूक्ष्म संस्कार है.
Within that soul, there is the subtle
ऐसे बताता है,
sanskara.
महसूस करके
The
सूक्ष्म
mind
संस्कार है.
wonders, the intellect realizes the sanskaras are subtle.
कर्मों का भी,
The
समाज का
sanskaras are of the past relationships, karmas, all these impressions are within that
भी. अभी बुद्धि
sanskara.
में ये नॉलेज को ऐसे धारण करना है.
Now I have to imbibe this awareness of the soul in such a way that I am able to transform my sanskaras, and I am able to use my mind as I wish. The mind can be under my control. I don't need to suppress my mind, but keep my mind in order. You don't have to beat the horse, you don't have to whip the horse, you don't have to suppress your mind, because if you do that, the mind becomes even more sorrowful and trouble you. But you need to hold the reins in your hand and to keep the mind in order.
क्योंकि अच्छे संकल्प, अच्छे विचार, अच्छा संग,
Good company, good thoughts. Because of not having good company, good thoughts, the mind was screaming. It was sorrowful and it was calling out. It was calling out.
दिल और मन बेचारे दोनों शरीर में है तो दिल
So both the mind and intellect was not happy. Both the soul and body are together. So there is sorrow in the heart. The mind is peaceless. The intellect doesn't work.
अपने आप को ही बड़ा दुखी कर देते
So we used to make ourselves very sorrowful.
हैं. संबंध में आते हैं
When we come into relationship, perform action, then in that relationship also we are not able to give happiness to others, because our mind is filled with peacelessness and heart filled with sorrow.
अंदर से
The main thing that we need to realize,
वो बिचारी बुद्धि बिचारी बॉडी कॉन्शियस होने के
the
कारण
intellect had become body conscious,
और परमात्मा से
and
connection
because of
टूटा
that
हुआ
body
होने के
consciousness, my connection was broken
कारण,
with
जैसे
God,
हैवान का मिसाल दिया
and
ना,
so I had actually lost the
उससे भी
humanity.
हैवान की भी ऐसा काम नहीं करेगा जो इंसान
I had become worse than a beast, because human beings perform actions worse than beasts. But now with this realization, there is total transformation within myself.
समझाने से चेंज आती
When I have this understanding, there is transformation.
बुद्धि ने
Who understood? The intellect
आत्मा
understood.
को समझाई
the,
बुद्धि
s-
के द्वारा बुद्धि
the soul is able to realize itself and the intellect is awakened.
ये दुख का मन के दुख का मन के अशांति का दिल के दुख का कारण
The
क्या है?
reason for having peacelessness in the mind is a sorrow in the heart is body consciousness. And now I have to become soul conscious.
अंदर रहना है,
I need to go deep within myself.
आंखें कान मुख है, अंदर
I have all these sense organs, but now when I go deep within, I am able to realize
शांत है,
who am I, and my thoughts becomes peaceful, my thought becomes pure.
शांत है,
When my thoughts are peaceful and pure, then I'm able to experience happiness.
तो मुस्कुराना नहीं,
And then you can see the smile on the face as a result of that happiness.
जब शुद्धि आई, शांति आई,
When there is purity and peace and happiness, love,
शक्ति आ गई,
then I'm able to have the power in my life.
फिर कहते हैं अभी समझा
Now, then I say that now I have understood who am I really.
का कारण क्या
I
था,
understood
निवारण क्या है?
what was the reason for sorrow and peacelessness, and now I know the reason and I know solution. The reason is body consciousness and the solution is soul consciousness.
बस एक ही छोटा सा लेसन है,
This is just a small lesson that we need to
लिखने पढ़ने
understand.
की बात नहीं है,
You don't need to study, read and write a
मैंने
lot.
कभी लिखा पढ़ा नहीं है,
Dadi says she has never done that.
really.
I have never
जिस
studied
घड़ी
and
देखा,
write
सुना,
lot.
समझा,
The moment I realized, I heard, I
बात
realized,
समझ में आ गई ना,
moment that I understood,
वो करना आसान है।
then it is easy to do according to that.
कल परसों मेरे से बड़ा अच्छा है पर कईयों ने रुआरियान की, तुम समझते हो ऐसे हम शांत हो जाएंगे?
Somebody was asking Dadi that is it possible for us to become quiet so quickly? So Dadi says it is possible. Whatever you think impossible is also possible. Nowadays, the intellect of human beings have become so smart in understanding external things, and due to that, they have developed arrogance and they have developed attachment. Now, when I renounce attachment and arrogance, then you are able to understand everything very easily and
जिसकी
simple.
ज़रूरत मेरे को है,
Whatever
पर्सनल है,
whatever I need to understand personally in my life,
संबंध है,
then with whomever I have relationship,
सबको जरूरत
my
है।
family, my world, everyone needs this
तो
understanding.
मेरे को अगर मिला,
If I am able to achieve what I want to achieve in my life, what will I do with what I have achieved?
मेरे को सुख शांति प्रेम आनंद
When I
मिला,
have
क्या करेगी?
experienced peace, love and happiness, then I will be able to share that with everyone. I don't need to say anything.
वो क्या बन- अरे इनको भी मिले, इनको
Only
सबको
thought will be
मिले।
that
कहाँ से
everyone should
मिलेगा?
experience what I have
उनसे
received.
मिलेंगे, पर मैं बताती
So-
हूँ, ऐसे मिलेगा।
So this is the method I can. Of course, the one who is up above is the one who gives, but the method I am able to share. But when I am able to realize who I am, and when I am able to connect myself, then I am able to receive what I want. So teach your mind to be quiet, peaceful.
न past जावे,
Don't go to the past.
न जावे,
Don't go to the future.
किसी को देखे, न
Let your mind not listen to anyone, look at anyone. Then the mind can be quiet. Then the mind which was calling out will be able to become peaceful and quiet.
मीठा मीठा प्यारा भरा भोजन मिला,
So when you have such peaceful thoughts, you are able to give rest to the mind by feeding your intellect with positive thoughts. So the soul receives the food.
रेस्ट नहीं हो सकती।
Without food, there cannot be rest.
नेगेटिव सोच सोच करके
By thinking negative thoughts, the mind had become weak. Now you think positive and give mind the food that brings courage and strength.
अपने आप को समझने का आंख खुली अंधकार चला गया।
So now the eye of understanding has opened up, and so there is now realization.
एकाग्रता,
The intellect is able to focus, have concentration, and with the power of concentration, I am able to experience that inner peace.
प्रेम है,
then I'm able to feel the love from within. I'm able to feel the happiness.
Inner light. Taking just a minute, I relax my body and become aware of my inner light. I visualize each one of my thoughts weaving itself into this light. I draw from my heart the power of inner peace and the light of love. My thoughts are filled with compassion and forgiveness, patience and tolerance.